Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forged Alliance Forever. This is a ladder game, and we got a debutante on the channel on UnorthodoxBox. Well, actually no, I've probably cast him on streams, maybe in team games, but definitely first 1v1 I think he's appeared in on the channel. So, and of course we have maybe the most featured player, ThomasHiatt. So, gonna be a tough game for Box. 1800 at the minute. Been going up pretty quickly. And before we start the game again, thanks to the patrons, and if you wanna support me, then there's a link in the description. And also at the end of the video. So, we got Thomas, and they're both Cybern. Box searches only a Cybern for, well, probably because it's what people tend to do. It's really the options that Cybern have. And also, I don't know, it just feels comfortable faction. Even without the epic loyalist rush anymore, people still like the Cybern. So, this map is a cadmium green made by Bloodier, 10x10 map. And it's got a lot of tree groups. Classic Bloodier with the tree groups, so that's what these engineers are doing at the minute. And that's what Box is referring to at the start. Let's see who does the BO better. So you can see one power generator and two factories. The miracle of lumber. Thomas is not going so low on power, and that's probably going to serve him well, because if you mismanage your tree reclaim, you could be in a terrible power stall for a long time. And even if you don't, you are going to need those P-gens, because well, especially because Thomas is going for 2 air factories very quickly. So let's see if he can use that air. He should have more, well, given he has more power. Actually, Box is making an air factory and he still has no more power. Still only has the 1 P-gen. And the other thing about trees is that they also give you mass. So you can't just assume that, oh, this is my energy income. The trees sort of have to, some of the power from the trees will pay for spending the mass that they give as well. It's not just energy income that it gives you. So you gotta add more power. Box could be in a really nasty situation soon. For example, no more reclaim from this guy very soon. This guy needs to move. This guy, no more power from this guy either. So now we see the depletion of resources. And Thomas has a higher score. Oh, he's got a bit of a power stall going. Well, actually he's managing to stay just, he's under 100 power and he's not stalling. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty nice. Now we got a bomber, and we have 2 inties and a scout, a couple of scouts. So let's see what this bomber can do. The inties need to be sent ahead to protect. They're not, should be following the bomber, heading in the same direction the bomber is going, and maybe slightly ahead of the bomber. Box is coming with his interceptor, and he's actually gotten in behind Thomas's interceptor and gets a free kill there. That's quite nice, and Thomas is going to return the favor. Thomas will get the kill, but it's not going to be a free one. They will just fly back and forth and trade, and Thomas got the first hits in, but here comes the bomber. The scout is well, he has scouted ahead and targeted some engineers. That one goes down. That's the perfect engineer to kill. It's heading to 2 mexes here. Going to take a long time to get those now. Next engineer is also important, going to the reclaim patch here, denoted by the crater. And nice dodge. No bombs hit, and then he just deposits more mass in the crater for box to reclaim. Another 8.5 stones there in the crater for box, basically. So that bomber didn't do too much, and now we have a whole host of inties to win air. So we need more bombers, or actually, seeing as he is Cybrant, a Jester would be better. You can't dodge a Jester. Much more reliable weapon than a T1 bomber. Looking at expansion, pretty similar. Thomas a bit faster to here, but he should lose his engineer that's building this factory. You want to try. One thing you could do is place the factory on the other side of the engineer, so the engineer doesn't immediately get attacked. Factory blocks some shots, but in this case it doesn't really matter. There's a lot of mantis coming, and the factory is not going to be finished. He has to wait for the AC to arrive. Box is not heading towards these large craters, it seems. Well, maybe he'll make his way across here. And what about this crater? You can see transports used on this map to quickly drop several engineers in one spot. You can get a factory very quickly, or a PD if needed. Factory obviously preferred generally. A factory is a lot more has a lot more uses than a PD. So when you're choosing between factory and PD, given they're basically the same price, you want to build a factory if you cannot avoid building the PD. So we got T2 mechs already for Thomas. Not unusual to get a quick T2 mechs on this map. But Box is just going for sticking on the T1 land spam. We look at his economy. He has a bit of a mass stall. He should really already be getting some of the reclaim now, and then he would have been pretty fine already. Now trying to get a PD here. Does he need a PD as well as sending all these reinforcements? Probably not, I would say. Again, if you can afford or avoid those defenses, then it's best to do that. Thomas has 2 Jesters. I don't think this is, well, if we look over here, this is very important here. Killing engineers that are trying to reclaim would be probably more useful than killing a few mantis. Mantis are just not very good to kill with Jesters, especially if they're... Say if a mantis was here and there's no units, that would be a good mantis to kill. A mantis in the middle of the map on Box's side, not so useful to kill. It's not a great danger. Killing mechs is definitely good. Doing some nice raiding there, Thomas is, and getting his next T2 mechs, and more Jesters coming out. Jesters, though, at this stage of the game, it's very expensive. Let's see, 200 mass a pop. It's nearly as much as a T2 gunship, but it's definitely worse than a T2 gunship. Thomas with a big mass lead in terms of generated mass, thanks to the T2 mechs is a big factor here. Another mech goes down to a Jester over here. This Jester arrives, and there's actually an anti-air here. The Jester is not shooting. It's now shooting. Yeah, that's a dead Jester. But look at that, 12 kills. Not bad. 12 kills, got a veterancy. This one over here, 3 kills. And it's gonna die. And also deposit mass. So Thomas has secured this. Has a factory now. Has a PD as well, and can actually raid here. Maybe this is showing that maybe raiding with the Jester here is not that useful, given he's going to raid now with all these units. But also a lot of anti-air from Box. A lot of anti-air. 17 anti-air. They're pretty much the same cost as Mantis, so that is a huge investment. 20 anti-air. Okay, that's probably... or almost definitely far too much. At that point, if I have that much anti-air out on the field, I probably think I'm not going to invest in more inti production. That would be my thought. Keep it low power and focus on the land if you're going to invest in that much anti-air. T2 radar here. PD needs to be dealt with by the Medusa quite quickly. This is a nice attack here. And potentially another attack. This one looks more dangerous for Box. And now here comes the stuns. A few kills for that. PD did its job. And actually T2 air from Thomas. And he's got T2 Pigeon finished now. You can see his map control is really depleting. This is a nasty fight for Box. PD, it's a very nice fight for Thomas. PD is here. He has less units, but enough to make it so that fighting here is not worth it. So even if Box could win that fight, he would have a couple of Mantis left over maybe, or a couple of Medusa. Let's say he raids this. He's going to leave all the reclaim from that fight very close to Thomas. So ultimately, not a good fight and a good time to retreat. The gunships finding themselves surrounded by... oh, yeah, all this anti-air destroying those gunships. Single gunships are not going to do much. Also the... where did that... yes, there's the dead Corsair. Juicy reclaim from that guy. It can be taken, but Box has gotten raided heavily now. In return, the top side is looking bare. T2 commander for Box. Maybe we'll see TML in the middle. If we check... oh, we can't check the T2 just yet. Box also only adding his second T2 mechs now, so you can see he's also adding it as he's down many mexes. So it makes it very expensive actually. It's costing him a huge stall. He has no banked mass. Needs to very quickly, or a lot more quickly, replace the mexes. The longer you actually don't replace the mexes, the better the raid is. It's like you're just raiding yourself. Every mech spot should have an engineer moving towards it, trying to build that mechs. That's just how important T1 mexes are, how efficient they are. So the raiding was really effective there from Thomas, and it wasn't all from the air really. He did this is some land raids up the top. Now we have quite a few gunships building up. Thomas not focusing on the intis so much. Recycling some T1 power, slowly making another T2 Pigeon. You can see he is making another one, which looks, you know, like it's not needed. But he's making it slowly and recycling T1 power, so he'll probably have to add more build power to this pretty quick actually. T2 mass, well we have 3, another one on the way. Just making one at a time pretty much. Now, what are the gunships going to do? That's the question. Now, it can be good to even keep your gunships around. Yeah, this is super slow, taking these mexes back. But he has them now, and now Box actually looks like he has pretty decent map control. It looks quite even. And the land looks relatively even as well. No T2 land from Box that I can see, unless he's making it on the front, which I doubt. So some expensive buildings being built by this ACU. I have to see if that will be a worthy investment. We're 13 minutes and Box only going T2 land now. So that is quite late. And also, there's not much aggression happening on the map at the minute. Quite static. So we have, yeah, that is a lot of gunships. So no wonder he has the static flak launcher. Now we're very even. The economy has balanced between the two of them. We have about 900 power each, although Thomas is about to exceed that. Box, because he has no T2 economy in his, or no T2 technology in his base, has still no T2 pigeon. So all these T1 power generators are necessary for him, but they are less efficient than Thomas's T2 power. Now Corsairs coming out, and there's going to be a lot of air used for Thomas, but does he have really dominant air control? It doesn't look that way. It looks quite even. This Mantis gets a mechs. Oh, Wagner's moving in. Oh my god. Mantis got another mechs. This Mantis just raided 2 mechs while completely surrounded by about 15 Mantis and Medusa. And now this Wagner running in between. How is it getting in here? Box is probably playing a bit too zoomed in, I would say. He has radar here, and this Wagner just ran through and has killed 2 mechs now. And here comes... Oh, what is this? What did the Corsair attack? That was strange. I don't know what the Corsair attacked there. It seemed to attack nothing. And one of the Corsairs died off map, so you won't get reclaimed from that, but there's still 340 mass. They're deposited in the base. Beautiful donation for Box to collect. And Mantis. Mantis coming in, more raids attempted. And another dead mechs. And this really hurts. When you're already stalling and you lose a mechs. Oh god. We're not going to lose another army. Oh god. This Wagner. It's absurd. So much damage. Now it gets a vet level. Now it's under attack from a Rhino. He's going after another mechs. No, there's no way he kills this one. Surely. Surely not. Nope. Brutal Wagner though. These raids are... Well, I think... No, they definitely are completely avoidable. For sure. All that damage could have been avoided, but nice work from Thomas. Very, very effective use of Wagner. So now we're pretty static here. Not too much happening. So we'll speed it up a bit. We have gun and stealth for Thomas, and in Thomas, classic Thomas fashion, ACU is not shooting at anything and has not shot at anything. He has 163 mass killed. Box has T2. He's built PDs. In the middle, trying to control it. He's getting a shield. I guess he can pretty effectively control some space here in the middle between these two plateaus with this T2 ACU. But right at the minute, it's very static. And so what both players need to be focused on is their economy. Recycling these lines of power would be a good start for Box, and also focusing on assisting his economy. You can see now assisting this mechs upgrade to make it go a bit faster, and maybe he can stop some of the... Oh, well, that's probably a decision I would not advise here. Oh, we got a raid on the top from Thomas. Again, just a few Mantis. Very little commitment, and he gets the kills, and now he can even save the Mantis, so not the best positioning from Box. Good play from Thomas to take advantage of that. Over here, Box was upgrading 4 factories to T2 support factory, and at the same time going T3 land. This is a bad mistake to make. this build power investment is expensive and it's going to be wasted now, because he's basically going to be making units out of only one factory, this factory, for quite a while. These support factories will become useful, but he's going to have to invest in his economy before that happens. So definitely an inefficient investment there. Thomas now is also moving to T3 land, and you can see he only has 2 support factories, which he has been using quite well. He hasn't had to... You can see he has quite a nice number of rhinos. Still making some as he transitions to T3 land, so that he is not in any danger of getting overrun. Here in the base we have some air staging, very nice, and he's used that to repair his gunships. He could also repair some of his inties, but you can see, especially versus T1 anti-air, where the T1 anti-air will not immediately kill your gunships. Now if you fly into 3 flaks with your gunships, the gunships are going to be vaporized almost instantly, and you're not going to have any chance to repair them. At these guys, you can see they've taken a little bit of damage, especially this one. It's probably leading the pack, and now you can repair him for virtually nothing and send them back out there. So he could repair them again, should do. Right now Thomas seems to be slightly ahead, but it's very even. Again, the economy virtually the same. T3 land though a bit faster for Box, and now he's actually unpaused all of these support factories. I think that, again, not good. You don't need to or well, you shouldn't invest in that T2 land now. It's not a useful investment. Making some flaks out of these factories, using the factories to make stealth, is fine, but and also maybe making T2 engineers to assist this T3 HQ, perhaps. But really, yeah. I don't want to harp on Box, but now he's queued up 4 factories to T3 support factories. There's no way he can afford this. 1 factory unassisted, 24 mass. He has 71 mass income, so 1 factory with assistance is enough. 2 factories without assistance is going to spend almost all of his mass into T3 land. 5 factories with no assistance, and these have no adjacency either, has to be noted. While this one makes engineers, this one should be a T3 support factory rather than these. But that's, if you have 5 factories with no assistance, that's 120 mass, which is about 50 more than he has available. So again, a bit inefficient. He'll learn these things pretty quick though. I don't think he'll be making the same mistakes in a few weeks. But still, the game is quite even. Thomas now moving, not making so many T3 direct fire units. He's making trebuchets, and also trebuchets being dropped to the front by Box, which is quite nice, to this forward position of the ACU, where he has some nice shields. Static shields for Cybern obviously really make your trebs so much better. Unlike the other factions where you have mobile shields, you have to make static shields for trebs if you want to really protect them. So now Thomases are a bit ahead of his base, and they're going to get absolutely, I mean, there's no contest, obviously. These shielded trebuchets will kill a far bigger number of trebs that are fighting back against them. On the top side, Box has taken a lot of map control. Thomas is choosing to just wall this off, which is quite strange. I don't know why he's willing to just give up this position, but at the same time, Box has a lot of units here, and this is a certain point where you don't want to commit a large army past this point generally, because you're getting very close to the opponent's base. So will Box push? It seems too dangerous. So we'll probably just have two armies standing off against each other, and this has gone very static. So what do you do in a game that is this static? Well, you have to focus on what comes later. You have to focus on the position the game's going to be in 5 minutes, because you're definitely going to get 5 minutes more into this game. There's no doubt you're going to get 10 minutes more into this game probably. And if the game is going to keep going, then you got to focus on your economy. So Box should be thinking, get a T3 pigeon. That's a very important part of ecoing at this point in the game. Get the T3 pigeon, because it's a lot more efficient. You can recycle your power, your T2 power as well, potentially, if you want. And it opens up, well, it just allows you to not worry so much about power anymore. Yeah, the efficiency is the thing though, and you can see Thomas getting a heads up on this. He actually had a super nice balancer as he was making that as well, and also had storages. Storages are very helpful for the T3 power, you know, because it's quite power intensive. So make some storages before you go for that T3 pigeon. And now he can go to T3 art. Box has no option of doing that until he's finished this pigeon, and he actually has no power available to really make this. So we can see the difference in eco management is apparent. Wow, they're really not doing anything. But Thomas is just accepting less map control. So this is a game Box should be feeling good about. He can focus on his own economy. Definitely needed to build another pigeon, I think, before the T3, but hey, that's it. So we still have fights going on in the middle, but oh, the shield popped on just at the perfect time for Box. And again, it's like synced perfectly. It's ridiculous. Okay, now he has his T3 pigeon, so he's fine. And we have a fight here. We have 5 bricks versus 5 bricks, but let's see how the micro goes. Oh, a 6th and a 7th brick come, and that should mean this is a complete win for Thomas, and Box is just committing fully. And that's a problem. That's why you don't commit fully. And that's going to leave a lot of mass. Now, at least this mass is basically equidistant to both players, and maybe even Box has more build power in the area, but this becomes a very, very important place now, and Thomas recognizes it, keeps dropping more reinforcements. You can see the value of T2 air at this stage. You should have T2 air because of these T2 transports. Just the advantage of getting a brick from here to here in seconds rather than minutes is massive. And Box needs to get the hell away from this before he loses more bricks. He's going to lose this one. Oh, one more shot. Literally one shot would have finished this brick. 150 damage per shot. Still very even, but now this makes it a lot better for Thomas. Several thousand, 10,000 mass in fact, just here, and more reinforcements being sent. So Thomas, well, Box typed GG. He's learned from some players you don't want to learn from, where they tend to just type GG when something goes wrong and think the game is lost after single mistakes. So, well, it looks like Box now feels like he needs to make something happen, perhaps, after losing this fight here and giving up some reclaim. And now he's moving in on the right side and the left side at the same time. And he has a lot of bricks here, actually. He has 5 bricks. There's only 1 brick here, so he can for sure move in and kill this. Moving on the left side, that was a very, very bad mistake. And I would kind of advise not doing attacks like this, where you attack on both sides at once. It's actually quite likely in my experience that both attacks will be repelled, or certainly one of them. And if one attack isn't repelled and the other is, then it can actually be just a net negative, because he's going to give a lot of mass here now, and also gives Thomas the impetus to push on the left side again. And now gunship's coming in. There's no flak here, and I don't think there was any flak here even before that. Oh, 50% T3 mechs here. And Box, if he looks closely at this mechs, he can see that this is upgrading. But actually he's retreating. No. And now sending in his air as well. But now there's only 3 bricks left. Looks like Thomas does have air control. He's gonna absolutely demolish the air. And has T3 air. Oh, he kills a couple of bricks in transit, trying to join the fray. Oh my god. Well, he's left a lot of mass here now on the right hand side. And this is extremely close. This is in Thomas's base. At least here it was sort of at the same, well, equidistant from their bases. Maybe even slightly closer to Box, but he's not getting this mass. Thomas has taken almost all of it now. And push forward and kill the mechs. On this side, there's no hope of Box getting this mass. If he had killed this mechs, maybe. I mean, that would be a consolation. But oh, that was a nasty attack there. So ultimately, both these attacks really donated mass to Thomas, and now Thomas is going to be feeling real good about his position. Box over here is making T3 mechs. That's going to be costly. Very costly for him. Does he should be trying to just send engineers here, even if he doesn't believe it'll work. I mean, he has so many engineers here, he can just walk them forward. He's going to try and drop T2 transport full of NGs. That's 10. Oh, look at this T2 Raider. He needs to kill that. That's just... how is that allowed? Look, he can see everything. How is that allowed to live? Alright, well, there go the engineers, so he can... should micro the engineers. Yeah, watch this. Attack move, and they're gonna go reclaim walls. No! No! Micro. Micro in all aspects is, well, I guess it doesn't matter anyway, because the bricks have arrived to secure the reclaim, and now Box actually has to retreat from his mid base. He has no bricks actually with him, only trebuchets and some T2PDs. Just a few T2PDs are not gonna cut it against all these bricks. T3 air has been out for a while for Thomas or for Box, and Thomas hasn't really contested at all. Only has 2 ASF. So the mid base dies. That may have been an Omni sensor. At least a T2. T3 Max is finished. Beautiful. And Thomas retreating with his bricks. Taking some nasty shots from the trebs. Damn, look at this damage on the trebuchets that were in mid here this whole time. 4 vets. 3 vets. Very nice. Another T3 Pigeon. Very often I find, maybe not on this map, there's not as many mexes, but on a lot of maps, once you get your T3 Pigeon, you want to pretty much start another T3 Pigeon straight away afterwards. It's generally what happens in my experience. especially if you're on some kind of team game map. Now this map is a 1v1 map specifically, so there are less mexes, so maybe it's not completely necessary, but you definitely want to be moving in that direction pretty quickly. Yeah, the direction of a second P-gen. Oh, the shield pops up. And there's also mobile anti-air as well at a good time, but this strap bomber is gonna leave. Oh, those trebs get suicided. Here come the bombs. There goes the T2 mechs and its storage. Now this is much better damage than these attacks with the bricks. Far better. Oh, he's turning directly over the anti-air. Oh my god, he nearly got away, but that was very unnecessary. Damn, that was unfortunate for Box. And quite a lot of anti-air he just flew over there as well. Still the ASF are still alive mostly. And another strap bomber coming. Nice. Now if he can find an upgrading mechs, that would be amazing for him. The mechs at the back going down now, and he's trying to turn around and make his escape. Very careful trying to dodge the strap bombers, or the the SAM launchers, not the strap bombers. But he's not going to dodge this one. There was another strat depositing some mass as well. So some mechs killed overall. Decent, but not amazing. Certainly better attacks than the bricks, and Box is still in an okay position. This game is not over yet, but Thomas is really being propped up by the reclaim, I would say. This reclaim here and here. Without this, Thomas would be in a nasty situation, really. And right now, Thomas, after losing those mechs, is at a mass deficit. It's making a T3 mechs here. If you want to assist a mechs that's upgrading, surrounded completely by factories, you have to, you can't just assist it, you have to actually give a move order in between the factories, so you get closer and then assist it, just in case you are wondering. The engineers will just stand around otherwise. Oh, these trebs from middle. These trebs have been MVP of the game so far, no doubt. Look at the damage. And now there's a huge number of bricks here. Thomas seems unaware. Does he have... Where's he? Yeah, he does have an Omni. But he is going to take huge losses here. Just far more... Oh, no. The shells are coming. Okay, some friendly fire damage there. Not too much, though. Still slightly painful. More T3 P-gens coming. We need more T3 mexes, that's what we need. So now it's... Yeah, Thomas will not be getting this reclaim. An army of engineers arriving. So Box should probably just hold here. The thing is to take fights where you have more bricks and you secure the reclaim. Now, actually, sometimes you can have you can be outnumbered a bit and still take the fight. If you're outnumbered a lot, you don't fight. Obviously, you're going to trade badly. But say if I'm here, if I'm Box and I'm fighting here, then you know I don't have to have a crushing number for that fight to be worth it. But this is nice. A lot of mass now for Box. That's going to help him a lot. And he should really throw that straight into T3 mexes, I gotta be honest. This stage of the game, what can 2 or 3 extra bricks do? Or let's say if you have 4 extra bricks or you have an extra T3 mex, the T3 mex is going to be more valuable for you, basically. Especially factoring in the travel time. These 4 bricks in the base here, how long are they going to take to make an impact on the game over here? Going to take a long time. Box has done really well microing these trebuchets into different positions. Started with the AC over here, and now they've moved over to the right, even after the mid base died. And now he can just hold here, take the mass, defend the trebs with bricks, and any attack that Thomas wants to make is going to be, well, they're going to get softened up by the trebs. Oh, speaking of softened up, that strat just hit about 7 different bricks, and that strat might just win the fight for Thomas. The bricks took so much damage, and another drop. Oh, look at the damage on this. 4,000. 4,000 from 2 drops. Now Box needs to save those ASF. He did take out the strap bomber, and actually you can take the mass from the strap bomber as well, but he has lost this fight, and now brick reinforcements sent to the right side now. Thomas and Box fighting air. Not the greatest micro from either player. The ASF are basically not shooting, but Thomas has more, so he's gonna win. That was a pretty funny fight, to be honest. So nice win from Thomas here, but how temporary will it be? There's a lot of bricks coming in on the top side, heading towards him. Thomas getting a little air grid going now, and adding strats. Still Box with the superior map control. Still Box with T1 mexes in his base. Don't ever allow this. If you have T1 mexes, just upgrade them to T2. I would upgrade, I mean, basically all of these to T2 immediately in this scenario. You might say they're not defensible, but they are really. Thomas is going to have to invest to kill any of these. They're all pretty safe, and it's much more efficient to upgrade those to T2, so. Oh, very weak formation from Box. Needs to gather his troops together in a much better formation than that to fight Thomas here. And the strap bomber also coming in. And this is a badly coordinated fight. You can see Box, even with that, he is more or less winning the fight, but still, can he get the mass? It's always the question you have to ask. Thomas finally investing in some stealth. However, he has invested in 8 stealth bots all in the one place. So oh, he has one here, but yeah, good that he uses stealth, but maybe not the best distribution of those deceivers. Strap bomber gets sniped very nicely. But this one over here, this might have been the one that was. No, this is a different one as well. Done huge damage. So actually, the strats are making such a big difference in the brick fights. And Box has gone for a nuke. Well, that's, and the nuke defense is actually almost finished for Thomas already. Saw the nuke very quickly. Oh my god, the strat is killing so much. 8,000 mass killed now. Kill the mechs for free, just for no reason. There's no way that strat should have been allowed to live. But now he can even go back and heal the strat. That's exactly what he's doing. Really nice work from Thomas. So good to use support or air staging like that. Look at this. Insanely efficient. That was about -5 mass per tick. And a lot of assistance on the SMD as well now. Let's take a look at Box. I don't know if nuke launcher was the best decision. I don't really like... Well, I think the thing about nuke launch... I mean, for one, he only has a few T3 mexes. Could definitely continue playing the game normally. He has map control. Just play the game out. Keep your economy going. Keep making bricks. Avoid mass donations. And just try and maintain your map control. Keep an eco lead. But the thing about a nuke... Oh, another strap bomber just barely survives. Let's see if Thomas repairs this one. Yes, he does. Look at that. Here's that nuke that, or the strap bomber that was repaired. He's not going to escape this SAMs though. Huge amount of SAMs in one place for our box. You really want to spread those out. 3 in the one place is not... I mean, 1 in the one place is almost... It's pretty close to just as effective. You want to have SAMs just spread about, you know, about this far apart. But Thomas has the nuke defense, and Box, not stalling at the minute, has assistance on his nuke, so it's building quite quickly, but only 2 on engineers, so not a huge amount of build power. Thomas, well, he looks like he's definitely going to load this, and even has more T3 engineers. A lot of T3 engineers in the base now for Thomas, so he could even go for... Well, he can do anything now, really. Once it's... Well, I don't know why in the name... he's not shielding his nuke defense. That is a travesty. But hey, Box is not attacking it, so... There we go. And this nuke is almost loaded, and so is the anti-nuke. The anti-nuke will be loaded. Strats are just dealing with every attack here in this position. This is a constant mass being sent. Now, Box is getting some of that mass, but is it worth it? The mass he's getting is mostly his own units, which is not as good as getting your opponent's units. So here's the nuke launcher about to finish. What is Box gonna do? I'm not sure. Will he just aim at the base? He doesn't seem to be ecoing anymore at all. He has made T2 mexes here finally. Now he's launched. Oh, he's launching here. Well, only T2 mexes, but there's nearly 2 P-gens. There's a lot of PD. There's an arty, but a strat snipe from strats to snipe the SMD from this side is game winning. If he managed to get strats through here, and there are no SAMs. There are no SAMs along this path here. He comes in from this side with SAMs, or with bombers, with stealth, obviously because he has Cybran, and then nukes the main base. The game is over. This nuke is, well, we can see how much mass it kills. 17k. The launcher itself is 15k already. The nuke is, I think, 12,000 mass. So it has not paid back yet. That is for sure. And during all that time, he was not making economy. So that was a very expensive nuke. I think he needed to... Yeah, the strat snipe on the nuke defense was probably the play. Thomas now pauses his nuke defense. It's no longer loading anything. He's trying to make a megalith with only 130 mass income. And now all the pressure on the right side has died now. No pressure whatsoever. And Thomas is moving out. Thomas is taking all of this mass. I don't know what the accidental move order here from those engineers. He really needs this mass. This is what's going to pay for the megalith. Without that, he has no chance of finishing it in any reasonable time. Once again, more fights, but what's the purpose of the fights? Over here, at least Box has some reclaim to get, but you can see he is way behind in reclaim, unsurprisingly. Strats getting killed, finally, that's good. Oh, and maybe an air win for Box. And considering the mass stall that's going on for Thomas right now, that's very painful. You can see these support factories, they're going to build extremely slowly. That's the thing about support factories, is if you don't balance your economy properly, then support factories, as compared to, say, assisting your HQ, become terrible, because you're going to have very slow, very inefficient building in these support factories. Whereas if you have one factory, if you had one factory and he's just using engineers to assist it, then, and he's stalling mass, then it's going to be a lot better for him. Box making a bit of a grid now, getting more T3 air. Maxes, make T3 mass. It's the most important unit at this stage of the game. T3 mechs. This brick on its own is looking like it could... Wow, had to go through 2 walls behind the PD. Classic. It looks like it could kill multiple mexes here, although it's retreating. Box now doesn't know where to go with his ACU. Should probably make resource allocation. I would suggest it. It's very nice. After you get a couple T3 pigeons, resource allocation is good. And also, if you find yourself with a few thousand mass in the bank, it's a nice quick way to get rid of it and also increase your energy income and mass. 17 bricks for Box. No vision whatsoever. He's lost his... Oh wow. The mega is just about finished now. And all Box has is... Well, he has 18 bricks now. No mega even started. The nuke is loading. It's almost loaded again, but... No targets. No targets for this nuke. So he spent another 12k, let's say, on that missile, nearly, and it has no targets. He could nuke here, for example, kill a T3 max. That's one position he could attack. He could attack here and kill 2 T2 maxes, which would be even worse. So there's nothing. There's no targets for that nuke. Maybe he should have switched off the nuke. Stopped it loading after the first nuke. Maybe he should have even reclaimed the launcher after the first nuke, to be honest. That might have been a good decision. Or go for the snipe. The SMD snipe. But right now, he has to deal with a megalith. What tools does he have at his disposal? T2PDs are not going to be useful. Bricks are not going to be useful. Because, well, he has basically the same number of bricks as his opponent. Artillery, not going to be useful. The nuke, unlikely to be useful. Strap bomb. Oh, okay, here we go. Strap bombers. There we go. That's something that can do some real damage. But if you have this many strats, do you use them against the mega? Oh, another air fight. Thomas. Maybe a bit complacent with his air there. Oh, wait. Okay, well, no, there's only one SAM here. I thought there was 3, but they're 2 on anti-air. And Box cleans the air completely. That's exactly what he needed. And here come 6 strap bombers. And more in the making. 6 strap bombers can... Well, he could split attack on this army, for example. Get rid of the trebs. Get rid of the trebs completely and the bricks. And then afterwards... You make your move on the megalith. He has to protect these strap bombers at all costs, though. And he needs to start using them quickly. There's no anti-air here. No anti-air whatsoever. There are some ASF. And ThomasHiatt stealths them. Oh, the Omni is going to go down. Here come... The Mega has gotten all this way across the map now. And still has taken no damage. It's taking some damage from the T2PDs, but that's, yeah, not very much. 5,000 damage health lost. The strats need to be used quickly. They needed to be used already, actually, to really stop him. He's already very close to the base now. The nuke is loading extremely slowly now. I guess Box is stalling. Stalling mass. Strats come in. There we go. That's some real damage. And Box has to really focus on how he micros his air to protect all these strap bombers if he can. He's gonna lose a couple, no doubt, to ASF. It's very unlikely he can save them all at all times, but he's doing a good job right now. And you can see Thomas just retreats. But did Box have to lose this position before using the strap bombers? I don't think so. And now he's stuck completely in his base. No defenses here. He's lost this mech. The map control is in Thomas's favor. He can start ecoing everywhere. And if he gets some SAMs up, should be getting some SAMs up on the outskirts of his base, then he'll be in a really good position. Thomas now making tele defense. That is how you defend against tele, by the way. T1 and T2 PDs. T1 PDs give you more damage. T2 PDs cover more area. Box wonders where his Omni is. It was right about exactly there. And as you can see, there's no trace left of it. Still, if Box just strats this SMD, and he can for sure, he can nuke the main base. And that means complete air control, followed by complete strat rape on this megalith. Great time for my voice to break there. Doing more damage to the megalith. And now he's losing the strats. Couple ASF. Oh, the ASF run away. That was convenient. But this attack, why attack the megalith when it's gotten far away, and why still not kill the things that will die immediately to the strats? Kill everything else around the strap bomber, around the megalith. Oh, and now we have bricks coming in from both sides. Two mexes die here, a mex dies here. This mex. And Box really has no map control anymore. His mass income is going to be depleted so severely. This mex can also go down. This brick is getting to the back. It could even kill T3 mexes. And a huge battle. Box just... he has given up on this game with that attack. Sent in all of his bricks into the meat grinder and just gave the megalith a veterancy. Walked directly into a large army of bricks as well. And that's surely GG. Still, the nuke is not finished. That is the pain of a mass stall in loading a nuke. You can see how long ago was it that this nuke was at 80 or 90%. It was a long time ago. Oh, no, he's gonna lose that. That's a dead T3 Mex as well. And another one. Yeah, this is for sure the end of the game. So, here comes the megalith going towards the base. Oh, the nuke. The nuke is finished. It's launching. Where's it gonna nuke though? Oh, he's aiming for the megalith. Oh, he... Not a bad nuke. He should have led the nuke, placed it maybe here instead, where he could hopefully kill the bricks. Right now he's going to kill just the mega. Yeah, there it goes. But all the bricks survive, and there's no bricks. There's no bricks in the base. And he actually just control Ks at that point. Thomas says GG. Well, that was a difficult game. Box, I think, is just well, I mean, he has, you know, maybe 300 ladder games, so inexperience there, I think. And then at the end, this was the the throwing in the towel attack here with the sending in his brick army against the megalith and brick army. But overall, well played from Box. He was definitely in a position to win this game. And some improved decision making could definitely have led to a win here. But Thomas showing his experience, I would say. So well played to Thomas. Well played to Box as well. Nice to see another good ladder player coming up the rankings. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you maybe learned something. And I'll see you soon, guys. Have a good one.